Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 9 a.m. on Friday. It is a fabulous morning out there. I can't believe how fast summer is going by. This is Friday Friends, and I am Deb Burton, your host and executive director of RI Elder Info. RI Elder Info is a 501c3 nonprofit that helps people get connected to the information and resources that they need to know about for their older adults themselves, their caregivers, the professionals who serve them. So please, everybody, check out rielderinfo.com. But before you do, we are having a super important conversation today with the Social Security Administration. So make sure you hit the like, the share, all those social media cues to let people know they got to check this out, because there's some changes coming, and I don't mean political. There's changes coming that everybody needs to be aware of and get legit, true information. So please help us get the word out by hitting the like and the share and all of those things. Now, you know, as a nonprofit, we could not do what we do every day, bringing information out to folks, without the support of our sponsors. So big thank you to our annual sponsor, Point 32 Health Foundation, United Healthcare, Oak Street Health, England Studio, 321 Media. They are by our sides day in and day out all year, and we are eternally grateful. We are also super grateful to Washington Trust for their sponsorship of Friday Friends, and especially with McCarthy Law. They have been an amazing partner for Friday Friends. Here's a couple words from McCarthy Law.
Here at McCarthy Law, we practice in the areas of estate planning, long-term care planning, elder care law, and residential real estate. Our focus is really on providing peace of mind to our clients.
If you're interested in scheduling a consultation with our office, you can feel free to reach out to us at 401-541-5540. You can also reach out via website at www.mccarthylawri.com. You also should check out our social media, both on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, for some helpful tips and tricks.
So this week, we are speaking with Kinga Arias from the Social Security Administration. Welcome, Kinga.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
I really appreciate it. I have been getting so many different notices in the email, in text, click here, that Social Security Administration is doing some changes to their online platform. Can you please share with us what is the true thing that's happening?
Absolutely. Yes, so we are going through a little bit of a change. We are doing what's called a transition. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're trying to make it safer, right? So the question is, why are we changing something? We want to simplify the way that you experience the login process when you go to mysocialsecurity.com and create a My Social Security account. We want to make sure that we align with, all the federal authentication processes. So what we're doing is we are in the process of a transition. So it is true. If you log into a My Social Security account, you might get a message that states, hey, would you like to update your account using login.gov? So just to kind of give you a little bit of a history, before September 18th of 2021, when you open up a My Social Security account, you had what's called a legacy account. So a legacy account is when you would utilize your username and your password, just like any, a lot of different places that you can log into. You would use your username and password to log in to go into your My Social Security account. So what we're doing in this transition period is we are letting individuals know through email, we're going to send individuals email, and that started back on June. We sent 400,000 emails to individuals saying, hey, you have a legacy account. Just so you know, if you would like to transition, we are going to be slowly moving over to the login.gov process. I want to say year to date is over 5 million people have already transitioned.
Wow.
So a lot of people have taken that transition period of taking advantage of being able to log in using the login.gov. And the login.gov is a great way because you can use the login.gov to sign into different federal platforms to as far as identify yourself. So it is something that will be happening. And during this phase 2 that started in June 1st, like I said, we did send out emails. That's one way for us to let you know this is truly what's happening. This is not a scam. This is this is what's happening, because that's very important. Nowadays, we want to make sure it's not a scam. It's not a fraud, especially when it comes to anything to do with your social security number. And then we are going to be going into phase 3 around September. So if you do get another email, okay, just be aware that that is something that is truly happening. And we're actually very excited about that because we want to protect everybody's identity. That is the most important thing for us.
Now, I would imagine with these emails coming out from Social Security that the bad guys, the scam artists, also know that those emails are coming out. So, what are some of the ways that people will know that it really is an email from the Social Security.gov versus maybe a scam artist who's redirecting and then going to ask them, please verify your date of birth and Social Security number? How do people know that it's really the Social Security? Should they click the link in the email, or should they actually open another tab and type in something?
Right. So what we ended up doing is we ended up sending out an email that, kind of forewarns people, right? So we sent out an email saying, hey, there's going to be changes to Social Security. But the best thing that you can do is you can just be very mindful of the details when you get emails, right? So like any email that you receive, you have to make sure that it's from a safe place. You have to make sure that things are spelled correctly. You have to make sure that it says .gov. Okay. And because we're already telling you that this is happening, absolutely. Are there going to be scammers out there trying to, take an opportunity for this? Of course they are. But what we also do is when you log in to if you go to ssa.gov and you try to log in, I would suggest doing it that way. So if you don't feel comfortable hitting the link that's on the email that was provided to you, okay, then I would just go right to the website and go from there and sign in that way. And it'll give you the little option to do, hey, let me start this transition if you don't feel comfortable with the email that you receive. So that's one thing that you can do, right? So, just kind of be mindful of everything. If it doesn't feel right and it doesn't feel right in your gut, just follow your gut is what I tell people.
And if people are pressuring you, hurry, hurry, hurry. Yeah, that's a big red flag. To make this transition, if people aren't maybe tech savvy or they're unsure, should any part of transitioning into this new login system, should they ever be asked for their credit card numbers or their bank account information? Do they have to pay to do this?
Absolutely not. And that is an absolute red flag. So if you already have a legacy account, I want you to understand you will not have to go through the identity process again with the authentication. It's a very smooth transition. You know what I mean? And obviously, if you don't have a My Social Security account, which I suggest for everybody to do, you're going to be using login.gov anyways going forward. But during this transition period, for individuals that have the old legacy accounts, you will not be asked any credit card information. We have all your identifiable information. That was already taken care of when you originally set up your account. Now, with the login.gov, there are different tiers to the account. There's a basic, a standard, and an advanced. So once we transition you, you're going to transition to the basic. Okay. But if you want to go up in level as far as being able to utilize your My Social Security account a little bit more, there's a lot more features that you can do. They might ask you additional questions. Okay.
But they're not asking for money to do these extra tiers. So it's not like, oh, sign up at this level and it's free. But if you want this other stuff, we need your credit card. Is it like that or no? It's all free.
Absolutely. Everything is free. What we will ask you is just to verify your identity, right? Because we have to make sure it's you. So even if we go up in tier and upgrade you to an even more safer tier of the account, we're going to want more identifiable information. Never a credit card. We're never going to ask you for money. We're not going to ask you for gift cards. And we're definitely not going to threaten you. So, we are doing this as smoothly as possible. And even if you inquire about wanting to do the transition, you will get an email saying, hey, we noticed that, let's say you change your email address, right? So
Mhm.
maybe a few years back, 5, 6 years ago, when you originally opened up my Social Security account, you had one email address, but now you have a different email address. So we will send you an email stating, hey, we noticed that you transitioned, and we noticed that you linked your account with a different email address. As things are happening, Social Security will make you aware of what is happening and when changes were done. So if you get an email from us stating that someone tried to transition or that somebody did transition and you don't think that it was you, you have to let us know, because we can always block, remove, deactivate the account, whatever we need to do to protect you. As we do things to your account, you do get emails and acknowledgments of everything that's happening.
That's good. Is having information mailed out an option if somebody is not online? I know like a lot of our older adults, they either don't have a computer, they don't go online, they're not comfortable going online. Is it possible to get paper to do this, or to like call you and speak to a real human being? You are a real human being, right?
I am a real human being. So are you talking in regards to opening up my Social Security account, or
Yeah,
just
and any kind of changes, any questions, is there still a paper option and a human option?
there is always a human option. And the reason why we're trying to do this way is because, we're trying, a lot of things can get done online. Unfortunately, the last thing you want to do is, come down to the Social Security office, when you can do it at the comfort of your own home, especially when it comes to award letters, maybe when it comes to changing your address or changing your bank information. If you can do it in the comfort of your own home, why would you not take that as an option?
Right.
But, yes, if you don't have a My Social Security account and you don't think you're computer savvy and you don't feel comfortable, then absolutely come into your local Social Security office with your ID, and we will help you with the first process of verifying your identity. And then we will provide you information so you can go home, or we can even assist you when you're here to finish the process of opening up a My Social Security account. I have a My Social Security account and I am nowhere near retiring. Why did I do that? Because I want to protect my record. If I open up a My Social Security account, it protects me. And guess what? I can look at my earnings record. It's something wrong. For those individuals that are not collecting retirement, do you want to check out your record, making sure everything is correct? There's a lot of great benefits, even if you're not getting any type of benefits from Social Security. There's benefits to having a My Social Security account, because there's a lot of great things that you can do.
It's always good to have an idea to be able to look at what is your anticipated payout based on your current earnings in the future. It can help you really kind of inform your planning for retirement ahead of time.
100%. And, I've been with the agency for 20 years. I did many, many, many claims. And I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh my God, what do you mean you have earnings missing? Because it does happen. Okay. And the last thing you want to do is have to go back 25 years or 20 years or even 10 or 15 years to try to find a W-2 on earnings that for an employer that's not even in business anymore. So it's your money. You worked for it. You want to make sure everything is correct. And you always want to be proactive. And one of the things you can do to be proactive is to protect your Social Security number and the earnings that you have earned your entire life.
That is awesome. Now, I was kind of kidding around about whether or not, like, are you a real person that people can reach out to? But I'm also like seeing a lot of AI, artificial intelligence, bots that are really pretending to be human beings. Is Social Security encountering more of those, I don't know, fake people out there that are trying to like get information? Is that something that folks need to be aware of?
100%. They're getting smarter and smarter, these scammers. One of the big things that we had not long ago was a campaign called Slam the Scam. Okay.
Mhm.
Essentially what that means is you have to be very careful with the phone calls that you're receiving. Okay. And AI is huge right now. What I tell people when I go out and do presentations is, unfortunately, they like to not deal, but they like to do it with like the older population. That is who they want to direct all this stuff to. The fear tactics. I had one lady when I was doing a presentation, she was telling me that her nephew called her, right? I'm sorry, her grandson called her. Her grandson called her and told her that he got arrested. Okay. Told her that he got arrested and that he is going to need $5,000 to be sent to him so he can get out of jail. Scared her. She was absolutely petrified. It didn't make sense to her, but she still went down, took out the money, sent it to whoever her grandson told her to send it to. When I say the grandson, they found out that it wasn't her grandson. She got scammed. It wasn't him. So what I'm telling everyone is, you might have heard this already. Have a secret word, have a secret phrase or a word. When something doesn't feel right to you, everyday conversations are fine, right? But how
Right.
about conversations that are not making sense? Those threatening conversations, those extreme calls that you get from a family member. Have a phrase. If you don't feel comfortable, say a phrase. And the other thing with the AI is I tell people, when you get a robocall, or when you get a call from somebody that has maybe a strong accent, when you pick up the phone and they say your name, never say yes. You never want to say the word yes, because they can use that yes from your voice to get a lot of other things, believe it or not. So we
You
just
mean
have
they're recording your voice saying that, and
correct.
then they're calling other organizations and using that sound bite of your voice?
Absolutely. It's absolutely insane. So we just have to be very mindful. So, you know, have that phrase, have a secret word with your family members and your close friends when you think the situations are extreme or just out of the ordinary, just to protect yourself. And just be mindful of any scare tactics, anything that doesn't make sense to you. We just have to be so hyper aware in today's society with all these different things, because unfortunately with Social Security, if someone gets scammed, there's probably not much that Social Security can do for you. Okay. Because as much as we offer, and give you your Social Security number, you have to do a lot more work with the credit bureaus to protect yourself when it comes to that. And a lot of people think, and we get a lot of phone calls every day, I think I gave my information and my Social Security number to this person. There's not much that Social Security can do.
As
So
far as recovery, but can you lock down an account, or can you issue a new Social Security number? Is that possible?
is it possible? Yes, but it's very rare. Okay. It is not often that we do Social Security numbers. You would have to prove to us that it's a life threatening situation.
Oh
And
God.
scams and fraud are not a life threatening situation. It is hard, and I have seen it in the 20 years, but it's not common. It's not common at all. So, I wouldn't want you to think that, oh, I'm going to be fine, I'm just going to get a new Social Security number. No, you unfortunately might have to do a police report. You might have to, call Social Security. If you have a My Social Security account, we might have to deactivate it and maybe activate a new one and put a block on it. Or, you know what I mean? There's other actions that we can do to help, but you are your best shield. You have to be smart in what you do, especially in today's world.
So those emails that people are getting that are coming from an email that ends in ssa.gov, Gov, are real, or
Correct.
most likely real, I should say, most likely real. And updating your information on the socialsecurity.gov website, the ssa.gov website, is something that is happening for real.
For
And
real.
then if people are having trouble with that, then they can use the login.gov/help, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
And there is a 24/7 helpline, that 844-875-6446. They can absolutely call that number. They are there to help you. They understand we're in the middle of a transition period. They got more people, have more staff, make sure that everybody's taken care of. So that way we can help everyone out during this transition period. And we're doing this to protect everyone. It is a transition period and we're all doing it together, including myself. We're all in this together, but I just wanted everyone to be aware that this is happening and this is legit.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today, Kinga. I really do appreciate it. All that contact information is running below. And if people want to reach out to you and speak to you as a real human being, what is your phone number?
Yep. So my phone number is the 877-402-0808, and my extension is 20340.
And then they can actually talk to you.
They can talk to me. Absolutely. And if they have any questions in regards to anything with their benefits, as always, just feel free to contact the local office, depending on where you live in Rhode Island.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really do appreciate it. This is like a huge change that people need to be aware of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a good change, but we're very excited about this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everybody, this change coming to socialsecurity.ssa.gov is a real thing, but make sure when you're getting these email links that you really are scrutinizing them, and maybe don't click the link in the email. Go to the ssa.gov website itself. There are a lot of bad folks out there, and you want to be super careful anytime you're sharing that information. And keep in mind that there is no fee for this. You should not have anybody asking for credit card information. Nobody's asking for bank information. There is nobody coming to your door to get a bunch of cash. Nobody at Social Security gets paid in Apple gift cards or any other gift cards. So this is something that is free. It is actually really important. And it is your ability to manage your Social Security information. So I do encourage you, go to the login.gov or go to the ssa.gov and take a look at that and make sure that your stuff is up to date. And I'll have Kinga back on to talk more about some of the additional benefits and resources available at Social Security. But this one is a big one that a lot of people, we need to pay attention to. So make sure you hit the like button, the share button, the bells, the whistles, all those social media cues saying check this out, because this is something that is going to impact all of us. So we all across the age spectrum need to be aware. So I thank you for watching us today. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you liked this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.